Hi folks, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hello New Hampshire and Kazakhstan and Michigan. Germany. Mauritius. Am I saying that country name right? Mauritius, or is it Mauritius? Hello upstate New York. Where in upstate New York? Hi Norway. Ooh, hello Russia, California. Enjoy your Paris trip. Arizona, very cool. How's the temperature where everyone is? Are you enjoying our world melting? Are you looking forward to droughts? Are you looking forward to food shortages? Are you looking forward to all our apocalyptic sci-fi dreams come true? What up, Florida? Mauritius, Rotterdam, Schenectady, Amsterdam, Serbia. Wow, very international crowd today. Do you guys feel depressed in the summer because everyone only talks about winter autumn depression? I do. It's very much, I think, temperature related, and it makes me feel sluggish, which makes me feel inactive, which then triggers all of my like body image issues. So comorbidity with all of my mental health issues, I think, worsens when the weather makes me unable to be active. Does that make sense? So that's my experience. I don't Feel free to share your experience if you want. What up, Seattle and Colorado and North Carolina in the house? Woo woo. Okay, this live is going to be about an hour. I have friends coming over at 4. I am going to turn on my AC for the second time this year. The first time being when my friend Giannis came. I only turn on my AC when friends are coming. So in order to really facilitate the AC not dying, I want to cook a little before friends come and then finish cooking when they come, so I can turn on the AC and not have the AC fight with the cooking temperatures. So that's my purpose of this live. I'm pretty excited actually. At the Fancy Food Show, I met the founder of this company called Homiah, and she basically specializes in Singaporean, Malaysian, and Indonesian spice flavors packets that are ready to go. And so I plan on making some rendang with this mix that is going to use some leftover pork from my last live cooking with Samir. It's been sitting in the freezer. I defrosted it last night, and I am soaking it in water right now to like get rid of some of that animaliness. And then we're gonna make some laksa with some freezer remnants. So I have some Korean fish cakes and cauliflower and carrots, and Michelle, the founder of this company, also sent me some laksa noodles. So we'll be cooking some laksa noodles. I don't know if you can see on the counter right over there, I made some sticky rice to go with the rendang. So yeah, I'm going to start cooking the rendang because it probably gets better as it sits. So I'm really excited because, and you'll see this in the taste test too, but these are like amazing. Samira really likes this one, and I really like this one. And this is a sambal chili crunch, not very spicy at all. You can see 1 pepper out of 4 on here. And I really like the seaweed one. And they're kind of like chili oils, but not spicy and not too oily. Lots of crunch, lots of onions in there, and there's a little bit of coconut sugar. I don't know, it's just like a very nice, mild, over the rice, over your noodles, over your toast, over any snacks kind of condiment. So she really recommended that we lay it on thick when serving the laksa with this sambal chili crunch. So that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, seems like a really nice small company. Michelle goes to Asia to like participate in the making of these products, so it's really inspiring actually to see someone really be involved in all parts of their business. It really I don't know if that's common these days anymore, but that is the overview of what we're doing, and I will start cooking now if that sounds good to you. Rendang, I don't know if anybody Indonesian wants to chime in. To my understanding, it's just basically like a way of cooking meat so that the sauce is super concentrated. The meat gets a little bit almost like dehydrated. The sauce gets so clinged onto the meat that it almost feels jerky-like in some instances. We're obviously not going to get it to that stage today because you probably need a lot more time to cook it to that stage. But that's my understanding of rendang. If anybody else has understandings of that, let me know. Okay, so we're going to follow this. Saute 1 Indonesian rendang kit with 1 pound of cubed boneless short ribs, chicken, or mixed mushrooms on medium-high heat for 5 minutes. Add a 1/3 cup of coconut milk and simmer on covered low heat. 40 minutes for beef, 20 minutes for chicken, 10 minutes for mushrooms. Serve hot with rice or any grain of your choice. Pretty simple, so we'll get started. Here's my meat. I'm going to pull up the chat so I can see you guys on my computer, so just give me 1 minute. There's a baby crying in the hall. Every day that baby cries, and every day I think, wow, that baby is going to have a hard time as a grown-up. So, yes. Indonesian cuisine, I don't think includes pork very much, so this is kind of sacrilegious, I guess. But this meat is all that I had on hand, and we're going to cook it. So I think it just says saute 1 kit with 1 pound of meat. I'm going to try to weigh this and see how much meat we have. A little short of 1 pound, so noted. That baby cries literally every day. I just feel like if you're the kind of child who has a reason to cry every day, you're gonna have a hard time living in general. That's all I meant. Since we are running low on meat, I'm going to chop up some veggies and add it in, I think, towards the end. And we definitely have a lot of veggies. Including all this cauliflower. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat on. It's just like, it's not a baby, though, it's like a toddler. It's definitely just throwing tantrums at this point, I think. So I'm going to cube the carrots bigly. That way they don't completely break down during a long simmer time. I'm going to use the fattest parts of the carrot. So like pretty big. I'll add it in after the meat is sauteed a little bit with the sauce. Actually, there is a little tear tab here, so let's see how well it works, because one of my main packaging gripes is not tearing properly, and that, gentlemen and ladies and creatures, is a very even tear. Very functional. 2 kits inside. We're going to use 1. Very nice and oily. Whoa. I can smell it through that packet. Woo. Very, very oily. So we're gonna add, after 5 minutes, 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk, and we're gonna simmer it for a very long time. It doesn't seem like that's a lot of liquid, but we'll do that. I have coconut milk ready for today, because the laksa will also take on some coconut milk. For the laksa, it says add 1 kit to 1 3/4 cups of boiling water in a saucepan. Simmer for 5 minutes, then add 1/2 cup of coconut milk to finish. And then you just serve the laksa broth over a bowl of cooked noodles and top. So I think for the laksa, what I'm gonna do is actually cook some veggies and the fish cakes in there so that I don't have to cook them separately. And then we'll ladle everything over the noodles. Let me give you a nutritional rundown of this rendang. So per packet, it's 200 calories with about 92% of your daily intake of sodium. So quite a bit of sodium in here. Definitely won't need to season that. I also highly doubt that this is any less healthy or any less salty than when you eat out at restaurants, so there is that. So we need 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk, which is equivalent to 80 milligrams. Let me try to pour an eyeball. That was 108, so I went a little over, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Coconut milk is in. Now we're gonna stir and we're gonna cover and we're just gonna let it simmer. I'm gonna move this to the back burner. And I'll move this to the front burner. And we will start on the laksa kit. So we need almost 2 cups of boiling water and a saucepan. 1 3/4 cups is 240 plus 180, which is 420. $428. That'll do. The noodles seem rice based, so It's rice, starch, and water. So yes, it's rice-based. Actually, for the laksa, because we have 3 people eating, I should cook 2 kits because 2 kits serves 4. So actually we should do double the amount of water that I just did. I did not know that about paper carton coconut milk. That's good to know. I am not a fan of disposable packaging, but I have to say the product design here peels perfectly and the Ziplocs actually seal again. So packaging wise, yes, wasteful, but at least well done. This is the laksa mix. We'll be using both of these packets. Each packet is 1 kit. 1 kit is good for 2 people. I have 3 people eating. This is from the Food Expo, yes. So I'm gonna wait for this water to come up to a boil and then add our sauces. In the meantime, let me chop up some veggies. Yeah, jujubes really help during periods. It's a very Chinese thing, but Chinese things work, it turns out. And I could definitely put this in the Instant Pot right now, but I guess I'm just choosing not to. Just to see how the kit works. I'm going to eat a crunchy cauliflower for your listening pleasures. You're welcome. How about another one? me last time why I didn't Instant Pot the beets, and the answer is I didn't think of it. That's all. I was dumb. I still am dumb. So that's that. I don't have any more answers for you. Laksa is typically served with shrimp or seafood sometimes, fish balls. I have these fish cakes, so my friends are gonna have to make do. I feel like if you're my friend, you would know by now what kind of food I can present to you and to manage your expectations, so, you know. So everybody remind me that I have to double all the amounts inside the laksa because I'm making 2 kits. So instead of half a cup of coconut milk to finish, we are going to have to add in 1 whole cup of coconut milk to finish. To serve, ladle the hot laksa broth over a bowl of cooked noodles. So the noodles will be blanched. Which means I need another pot. I need another pot. Okay, let's take a group vote. Should we transfer that to the Instant Pot? I should have probably started that in the Instant Pot, honestly. I kind of feel like the rendang would taste really good in the Instant Pot, and it'll really, really tenderize the meat in a time that I won't have right now before friends arrive. So, vote now. Here's your chance. Okay? This will cut down on some of the heat output too, I hope. Thank you for your opinions. I do appreciate it. Sometimes you don't have to follow through with a mistake. Sometimes you could be like, yeah, that was a mistake, but let's not continue down that path. And I'm learning more and more that sometimes it often turns out better than if you were to follow it. And now this just looks really sad, doesn't it? It looks very sad. Makes me feel like I should put in the rest of my carrots. No, I only use 1 sauce packet. I cannot recommend a brand of kimchi. I am not well versed. But you can definitely Google it. I just saw a very comprehensive kimchi taste test from another YouTube channel. So the information is out there. I'm just not your girl for it. I'm gonna do 26 minutes. And our water is slowly coming up to a boil. Where's my oven? My oven is here. This is it. I think what I'm gonna do for the laksa to keep it simple, flavorful, and also to thicken up the laksa broth a little bit, obviously not recommended by the packet, but what I think I'm gonna do is once the water comes up to a boil, I'm going to add our kits in, and then once that's up to a boil, I'm gonna add the veggies in. I'm going to let the veggies cook until they're nice and soft. I'm gonna pull them out, set them aside. I'm going to cook the fish cakes, pull them out when they're nice and done, set them aside. And then I'm going to just cook the noodles straight in that broth because the noodles have starch. The starch will leak into the cooking liquid. I will have one less pot to wash, and this way all the flavor stays in one pot. So that's my game plan, just letting you guys know. I also made some sticky rice and I bought some mangoes, so maybe for dessert we can eat some coconut sticky rice with cut mangoes. But I'll think about that after I wash my pink pot. Yeah, thank you for the earring, love. This one is from a thrift shop in Vancouver, I think. I bought this on my very last trip before COVID hit. And this one might have come in from eBay. I'm not sure. Can't remember anymore. It's been a long time. My mind is going. I do not name my water bottle. I'm not against naming it, I just don't have a good name for it, you know, so. The white pot washed out completely. Hello, Danish person on vacation. I'm glad you like your pots. I don't have Fred. No, Aaron has Fred. You've missed out on a lot, person asking about Fred. I don't think I will be cooking beets. I just used that photo, honestly, because I didn't have any other photo. But the beets are in my fridge. I can make a quick salad with it if you'd like, but we're not going to really be eating it now. I'm sorry for the clickbait. Water's up to a boil. We're ready. We're ready to laksa. So I do this trick to squeeze out every last bit in a plastic bag like this. I either get a pencil or a chopstick, and I just roll the bag along. This will also work with a toothpaste tube that you're trying to squeeze out. Just trying to get very close contact all along. Laksa is spelled L-A-K-S-A. You can definitely Google it, but it's a type of sauce noodle that is popular in Malaysian cuisine. I would liken it to a curry of sorts, because curry just means lots of spices. Definitely one of my favorite curries. I need to move that rack before it catches on fire. What rack? You mean rag? I got my eye on it. No worries. I mean, it might catch on fire. I sometimes know what I'm doing. But this is a Singaporean laksa, so my bad. I've also had Malaysian laksa. I'm sure they're similar in some respects, but as always, with things like this, there's always regional differences. But this looks quite luscious. Nice and thick. I can smell the flavors of lemongrass. I can read you the ingredients list shortly after of everything that's in here, but there's definitely some shrimpiness happening. Sunflower oil, torch ginger bud, sugar, onions, salt, turmeric leaves, anchovies, chili, galangal, garlic, lemongrass, curry powder, lime leaves, coriander, shrimp paste, turmeric, and yeast extract. I like that they just say curry powder, because curry powder is really not a thing, it's just a genre of things. So by saying curry powder, they're actually not giving you all the spices that's in this, I'm guessing, proprietary mix. So smart moves. All right. We are going to, we're gonna add our veggies in now. I don't have meaning behind this ink actually. I just chose the flash when I showed up. There's no meaning. Everybody thinks tattoos must have meaning, but actually, not always. You can imbue it with meaning after the fact, I think. Okay, so I'm adding my carrots, I'm adding my cauliflower. I'm gonna cook them until they're tender. I like them a little bit soft. And I'm gonna turn the heat up so we can drive off some of the excess moisture to concentrate. I probably shouldn't have used all that water. Probably should have gone a little bit lighter on the water, but regrets. Hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. Alright, so I think we have more than enough coconut milk here. We started off with 17 ounces. We used approximately half a cup. And so I need a full cup here. So I think I can use another half cup for our coconut sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the coconut sauce now because it's pretty simple. I'm basically just going to add sugar and coconut milk to the pot, warm it up, and pour it over some rice, and that's it. Okie doke. That was approximately half a cup of coconut milk. I am going to add in a little bit of sugar. Say maybe 2 tablespoons. I don't want it super sweet, but I want it sweet enough that you can feel like it's dessert. And also the sugar will also help the coconut milk kind of thicken and caramelize up a little bit. This one is a thrifted pot that I believe I showed off on a live before. This is from the Salvation Army. It's like an old Macy's brand. And I think I got it for like $8. It's been cooking really well. It's like a lower end pot that's really well made. So while it's not super heavy, the bottom isn't just a thin layer of metal like my IKEA pots are. They actually have some sort of like a stamped quality to them, so they withstand a lot of heat without burning your shit completely, which is what all my IKEA pots do. That was organic sugar, so not quite brown, but definitely not processed white. Hello, Dublin. I'm going to find serving bowls. I think Samira likes these white ones. I like this clear one. And I will reserve. Everyone has a different bowl. Hi, St. Petersburg. How's Grandma doing? She's okay. she can, you know, get by on most days, I think, without freaking out, but it really depends. I can't really predict. Yesterday, she told me that I had visited her late at night with a man and that I took home some stuff. Again, it's grandpa stuff making a comeback appearance. And I told her, I don't think I came, Grandma, you saw me? And she was like, yeah, you were here. And I was like, well, last night I was doing laundry and cooking and on a live, so I don't think that was me. And then she got really confused and she said, well, how did that happen? And I was like, I don't know, Grandma, you gotta tell me how that happened because I am lost. So that's how Grandma is doing. You know, approaching 95 years old, I'm not sure we can expect much better. Chengdu is amazing. Yes. So much good food. I love Chengdu so much. I am sweating, we are cooking, everything's great. Everything's wonderful. My favorite ultimate mushy food? I mean, there's so many. How can I choose, possibly? Peanut butter, hummus and falafel, cooked lentils, chickpeas in any form, literally any form. Even the dry roasted chickpeas turn into mush in my mouth after I chew them, so it's all mush to me. She is speaking to the other side, yeah. Grandma, I feel like, has been speaking to the other side for a while now. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on the vegetables. I think they'll be nice and tender soon. I don't know if my guests like as much mushiness as I do, so maybe I'll pull them a little bit ahead of time, but... If it weren't so hot, I would be enjoying this way more, I think. Ooh! Alright, coconut milk. Exploded. What's up, girlfriend? Some attention? Ooh, you got to try mung bean cake? I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Mung bean cake is the best. Truly. So the coconut milk, you can see, is starting to thicken, and the bubbles are getting bigger and bigger and thicker, and that's a good sign that the sugars are kind of caramelizing. I guess one thing I could have done is to caramelize the sugar first and then seared it with the coconut milk to get more of a caramel flavor going, but maybe next time. Maybe next time. Oh yes, how can I forget? Of course, oatmeal. For sure, oatmeal is one of my favorite mushes. All right, I'm going to extract our veggies. There's a smarter way to do this. And we're gonna thank Mom for this fantastic tool. It's like a nice big spider of sorts. Or you can call it a huge slotted spoon, I guess. Now we are going to cook our fish cakes. This, by the way, it's from the H Mart haul video. I still have remnants of that haul in my freezer. Cray cray. The fish cakes actually don't need all that long to cook, so they just need to kind of bloat up a little bit. I don't actually want to overcook them, but I do want to go about 2 minutes after the water comes up to a boil because I want to make sure I'm eliminating all sources of possible food poisoning. The last thing I want to do is make my friend sick. I can make myself sick. I don't want to make my friends sick. It's the same way where I can cut my own hair, but as soon as somebody else asks me to cut their hair, I'm like, no, cannot. Cannot, will not, shall not. You see how thick that is? It's almost like ice cream base. I don't think I'll have that much rice for dessert, so I'm going to set some of this aside in a jar so I can save it for another use. Because I do want to keep some of the plain rice for eating with the rendang. So I think I'm going to just use a little less than half of this for the coconut dessert. I also think by the time we finish this meal, my friends are probably going to be like, dessert. So I will have to log off soon in probably 10 minutes or so, but this is rice that I cooked last night, meaning we have to reheat it up a little bit in this coconut milk. So I'm gonna put it back on the heat and we're just gonna let it come up to temp and make sure it absorbs all the nice syrupy coconut milkness. You definitely don't wanna eat cold rice. It's pretty gross texturally speaking, and taste-wise, the fragrance of rice doesn't really come through when it's cold. So let me give you a closer look on what's happening here. As the rice heats up, it'll break itself into smaller and smaller clumps, and I think we've gone a little heavy on the coconut milk mixture for this amount of rice, but it'll be great because I think the mangoes that I got are kind of tough. Not tough, tart. They're kind of sour. They don't smell very fragrant and they don't feel very ripe. So, nice little contrast. And now I am going to fish our fish cakes out. It's been long enough, I think. Our rendang is done. Yay! Everything is on schedule. Look at that. Great choice, guys. We did so good. All right, now what we have to do is put the coconut milk into the laksa, right? So, simmer for 5 minutes, which we have definitely done at this point, and then add half a cup, which we're gonna add a whole cup of coconut milk. That's 1 cup. And as you can see, it has turned a gorgeous milky color. I think that's the perfect amount of dessert for 3 of us to share after our meal. So I'm going to just do that. Wow, good job us. I'm gonna label our coconut syrup so I don't forget what it is in the fridge. There we go. And there's actually still a little bit of coconut milk left, so I'll have to figure out a use for it in the coming days because coconut milk does not keep well once open. It says shelf life is max 3 days in the fridge, so there you have it. I'm going to slice up some scallions for topping, and I think that's about that. Thank you guys for being here. This was so unexpectedly smooth. Here's another thing about having thrown out Mom's cutting board. Her cutting board was so fucked, basically, due to time and use, that there were like deep, uneven rivets in the board, and when I hit a certain part of the cutting board, sometimes my knife wouldn't even slice through the produce because there would be a divot there. So, all of that to say, sometimes letting go of the past is necessary in order to make the present and the future a slightly more easy place to live. So I'm keeping that in mind. Thanking Mom and all the stuff that she's left behind, I guess including me. She feel so... left me behind. I could have been smart about this and chopped all of the scallions all together, but I think I'm kind of just enjoying doing things right now. You ever have those moments where you're just enjoying doing things? Rare. Rare in a world that tells you to go, 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 go. You guys have a pool? I'm jealous. Super jealous. Super duper duper jealous. I wanted to show you these eggs that I pickled in beet juice. They are soft boiled eggs, but they are deep purple now. And we are putting these into our laksa, for sure. Eggs. Scallions. I'll unbox this for you. Here we go. Sambal chili crunch. Original. Has sunflower oil, onion, garlic, chili, dry shrimp, unrefined coconut sugar, salt, yeast extract. Product of Malaysia. Gluten-free, palm oil-free, soy-free, dairy-free. And it says, I'm a super umami, crunchy, chili crisp condiment. Live the good life to be well fed. Is the meaning of Homiah. Oh, that's cool. Now we have learned. Homiah, I guess, is, I'm reading the Chinese characters here, Hao Ming, which means good life. So yeah, they define it as to live the good life and to be well fed. That's what that jar looks like. You want me to cut an egg open for you? I certainly can, if that is what you desire. But let me microwave this rice first. because you said please. Very nice of you to say please, I guess. All right, I've covered it with a wet paper towel and saran wrap a little bit on top. Two minutes. I'm doing this because you are nice. I'm gonna cut the ugliest egg, which did not peel perfectly, but I think it's gonna cut rather beautifully. This is hard to cut a slippery egg on a plate while showing it to a camera. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's what it looks like on the inside. I'm probably just gonna pour this liquid down because it's been open in my fridge for a few days now and has egg smells in it. But thank you, beet juice. Very fun. That was a 6-minute egg. For medium to large, or for an extra large, 7 minutes. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Friends are here. Thank you for joining me. Bye.